Hello, again. This is the Starts Monday podcast, if you didn't remember, with me, Robin Grainger. Welcome back. I just looked at YouTube, and I haven't done one of these in a whole year. So, I mean, if you're still subscribing, looking at that bell icon on YouTube, like, where is it? Where the fuck is it? Where's the next one? There hasn't been one. I apologise. The whole theme was about procrastination, wasn't it? And this podcast was a way to stop me procrastinating, and that's kind of all I've done for the last 365. Yeah, I've got quite a good excuse for the layoff. Lots of people, I've seen this, I love podcasts. It's an amazing industry, and it's made people money and made people find their audience and things like that, made listeners find their favourite new comedians and stuff like that. TikTok also doing good at that as well. It's amazing. People are just building their own luck. Harvey Dent from Batman, I Make My Own Luck, was a wee two-sided coin. It's phenomenal stuff. And lots of people do amazing podcasts, and then they'll take a little break. They'll maybe go on holiday, they'll maybe not speak into microphone. I literally just had to blow so much dust off that. This room looks haunted now. And I had to tidy up this room. Anyway, loads of people, they take a wee break, don't they? They maybe go on holiday or whatever, just do gigs, don't do podcasts, take a little break, come back for season 2 or whatever. I thought I need a longer break than that. I've done 40 odd episodes. I am pooped. Let's take a whole year off. I haven't look exactly the same. But the reason is, it's a reason for lots of things this past year. Like I went into Fringe in August. I probably promoted it last year if I haven't done one in a year. Did the Fringe show. Lots of you may have read this. I've got lots and lots of followers across social media since last August. It's now June 2023. Lots of followers because I did a show to one person. You can pause this now. Go on the BBC website. Type in "one person turned up to my Fringe show." There'll be a picture of me and then one audience member. The lovely Mike from Leicester came to my opening night of last year's Edinburgh Fringe Festival, biggest arts festival in the world, first one since lockdown. I was excited. I spent 6 months writing a good show. I walked out on stage and there's one person there, and I decided to do the show. Like an iconic film critic, an iconic comedy critic, wrote about it, and then it went viral, and then the BBC phone did a story, and then it went viral, and it's now been in like 80 news and media websites and publications worldwide. I did a mini tour of it. Thankfully I sold out the rest of the run at the Fringe. Lots of people showed up. There were lots of cool things happening. Companies sent me stuff. That's a Mac Miller lyric, isn't it? Rest in peace, Mac Miller. Companies sending me clothes, so I'm wearing them. If you're a company and you want me to wear your clothes, I will wear them. Someone drew me. An NHS nurse drew a portrait of me that was up outside my venue. I got the actual one. It's in a tube over here. I don't know if we can show you it. Oh, it's not. Is it in here? It's in here. I need to find a good frame for it. If you're listening to this on Spotify or whatever, you won't be able to see this, but the diehards, Procrasti-Nation residents, my fan base that I haven't spoken to in a year. Hello, Procrasti-Nation! You'll be able to see this. This is phenomenal. Someone drew this with just a biro pen. Look at that! Look at that! It's my stupid face. Apologies if I've got Pringles in my teeth. In here, not in there. I just had some Pringles. Other crisps are available. I'm not sponsored by Pringles, although I would be because they're addictive. use in moderation. If you're eating Pringles or any sort of crisp, use in moderation. Don't operate heavy machinery, particularly if your hands are sort of stuck in the tubs like that. You won't be able to do a forklift with your arms stuck in tubes. It'd be a good cast. Would that be a good cast if you had, say I broke my arm after this, I trip over this artwork and I break my arm. There's a Pringles tube in there. Could I theoretically put my little spindly arm in there? Just tide me over, make a little sling. Probably not. It's probably not. That's probably why the NHS don't use them. If there are any doctors out there and you recommend using a Pringles tube as a cast, let me know. It's already off to a belter start. Yeah, so I did the show. Everything went nuts to the point where, so I joined a gym like a couple of years ago with my brother, and we went like every other day, and I was running loads. There's a podcast episode about running when I started running. Because I stopped smoking cigarettes and I would get tetchy and angry and then I'd go for a run. So I was running heaps and going to the gym heaps, and then my brother stopped going to that gym. So I stopped going to that gym and we were like, right, let's join this other gym. And so I joined it and he didn't join it. And I joined that last May. And I thought, right, I'll do my fringe show. This is before all the one person thing. I'll do my fringe show and I'll go to the gym after the show. It's a 24-hour gym. And I'll get into shape. And then by the time Christmas rolls around, ho, 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 I'll be Santa on roids. I'll be delivering presents, like just towers of presents. Like, doesn't matter. I'm a machine. I'm like the Rock. And then on day one, that happened with the fringe, and I did like 50 or 60 radio interviews in the first week of August last year to like from Canada, shout out Canada, not CBBC, that's children's TV channel, CBC, which is like I think they're BBC, and I did radio in like Australia, lots in Ireland, shout out Ireland, all over the UK, Radio 2, with Claudia Winkleman, that was lovely. BBC World Service, that was good. And then it went all over the globe. Loads of weird stuff happened. But that's the point of this year's Fringe Show. I'm going to talk about all the weird stuff that you won't have read in the article, because the article's only a 3-minute read. There's no point boring you to death. And so I speak about all that. So anyway, so I didn't go to the gym. I didn't have time. It was fucked up. I was on my phone for like 18 hours a day. I'd sleep, I'd go do a gig, and then I'd go do my show, and then I'd do a late night gig, and I'd have to do late night radio, and then early morning radio, and it was fantastic. I've never sort of dealt with anything like that, and it was all because I decided to do the show. Like I wasn't going to do it either. I was not going to do that. It's terrifying, man. You sell one ticket, one person shows up. I've been doing comedy for like 10 years. One person. I was terrified. Anyway, I speak about all this in the show. And the show itself this year is about fear. And it's called An Audience with Robin Grainger. We'll do the plug now. An Audience with Robin Grainger. Because that was the word that the critic used, audience, which is like such a great word. An Audience with Robin Grainger. I'm on at the Stand Comedy Club at 8 p.m. Every night. Tickets are selling really, really well, which is again phenomenal. Thank you so much if you bought tickets. Because I've sold lots more than I had this time last year. I sold one by day one last year. And it's this year, 3rd of August to 27th of August, not the 14th. Come along. If only one of you comes along, I'll still do the show, because that's how I gather fans. And it's been phenomenal. Like I did a wee tour off the back of it. I was in Aberdeen, I was in Edinburgh, I was in Glasgow, the iconic Glasgow Stand, the Stand Comedy Club in Glasgow is like this gem of a place, and like I've always for years been like, I want to do a solo show there. Monkey Barrel Comedy Club in Edinburgh, I want to do a solo show there. Aberdeen, as part of the Aberdeen Comedy Festival. We tried to do one at Breakneck Comedy, but there was a flooding issue, and then there was a like natural flooding issue, like the train tracks all flooded, so we can do it. So I'm still trying to rearrange an Aberdeen date for the people who bought tickets to that and couldn't get to see it. I did the show in Leicester in a beautiful theatre called the Y Theatre. Thank you to everyone at the Leicester Comedy Festival back in February. And that's also where I previewed this show the night after. Really weird, trying to get like 1 hour out of your head and then absorb a whole other hour. Thank you to the people who came to that. It was phenomenal fun doing a preview. I've got loads of previews this month. Get me on social media at Robin_Grainger on Instagram. I was almost going to say Instagram.com. Instagram.com. Get me on there. TikTok, Twitter, Robin Grainger. A clip of mine went a bit nuts on TikTok. It's me speaking about Aberdeen. I did my first run of like comedy clubs in London earlier this year, and I did a fantastic gig at Backyard Comedy Club, and they sent me my set, and there's a bit in there that I clipped about Aberdeen, and it's currently on like I think 280 or 290,000 views. So if you could click on that, go pause this again, read that article, go, I can't believe you fucking did a gig to one person, and go to my TikTok, watch that, favourite it, share it, follow me on TikTok, get it up to 1 million views if you can, because at the moment of recording, I am I've almost got my flyer and poster design sorted for this year. So if you could get up to 1 million views in the next like 2 days, I can then put 1 million views on TikTok as part of my, on top of the flyer and the poster, and it looks better than 290,000 views. So if you could do that, that'd be great. TikTok, Twitter at Robin Grainger. Robin Grainger Comedian on Facebook. And I've got a Linktree as well. It's got like I've got previews all over the place. Anyway, I'll do that at the end. This is just kind of a wee catch up. Hope you're doing well. Hope you've had a good year. Most people take a week off. Some people don't. Best podcasts in the game don't take a week off. So I'm surprised if anyone watches this. Thank you. If you have one view, that's one more person. Mike, the audience member, put up a tweet saying, I think I've started the Robin Grainger Appreciation Society, and he hashtag that. So if you click that hashtag on any social media, it's got all the mad shit that happened to me from last August. And, you know, welcome to the Appreciation Society. Maybe that's what we should call the group. I've been calling this the Procrasti-Nation. I'm trying to come up with a kind of community kind of thing of like, you're the citizen of the Procrasti-Nation or whatever. We should maybe just call it the Appreciation Society, because that is the point of all this mad shit that happened. It just snowballed and grew arms and legs through pure human kindness. Everyone was lovely. People ran up to me in the street and asked for photos and stuff. They couldn't have been nicer. A guy in Newcastle, I was getting my breakfast, I was doing gigs in Newcastle, a guy was like, oh, hey, and he ran across the road, and I think we got a photo or just a chat. Like, everyone was just so nice. Even the people who wrote horrible shit, really, really funny. One guy wrote, it was like a clip of a link to the article, and the guy was like, the guy must have been delighted, 2 losers in the same room. And I was like, yes, retweet that. Retweet. It's all these people need. All the haters need. Don't worry about the trolls. Don't worry about them. They just need a hug. You don't have to reply to them. The best response is no response, as we're all aware. But you know, I like to favourite that shit. But then not reply. So they're like, why didn't you write anything back? Why isn't he annoyed? It wasn't annoyed. It's really funny. It's a good one. Some good stuff. I'm really been up to much. I'm just previewing this material like mad. I'll list the previews at the end of this bit. I've recently discovered Vinted. This came on Vinted the other day. Shout out Childish Gambino, Donald Glover, actual genius. I've become obsessed with just favouriting things on Vinted and then never buying them. Which I don't know if that annoys the seller or not, because they reduce is a wee fact for you. And if Vinted want to sponsor the podcast, get in touch. If you favourite stuff on it, then they take a couple of quid off. They lower the price a little bit. They go, oh, it's down from 20 quid now to 17.50. Buy it. Look at this, what I've done for you. And then I don't do that. And then it just sells. Someone else buys it because they're like, oh, it's been lowered. So, you know, something's happening. But Yeah, vintage. What else? I started running again. Went for a run today. Did 5k. It's Sunday. So I think it's Sunday the 11th of June. I did a 5k today. I did a 5k 2 weeks ago. So I'm getting back into it, and I will go to the gym. I did go to the gym because it's part of a franchise. I went when I was in Leicester, but I still haven't fucking set foot in the door of the one where I live, which is pretty bad. Just gigging away. I'm trying to be more consistent with things like TikTok and things, but like, I don't know, comedians who do crowd work on TikTok, phenomenal. But I don't do crowd work. I should maybe do that. So like when I upload bits of my set that I'm done with. Like once I've burned the bits and I'm writing new stuff, then I put up that. But there's only so much of that you can put up, and I'm lazy. I'm really, really lazy. Which I'm trying not to be. I'm having coffee. This is an old Super Mario mug, faded. Apologies to the people who hate the noises. We've been through this before. I can remember all this stuff. Don't eat on the mic. Don't slurp. Don't stumble your words. I'll do all those things because I haven't done a podcast in ages. How cool is that artwork? It's one biro. Just phenomenal. Thank you so much. Nothing else has changed. Room's still the room. There's even more mess where there was mess. Been reading a lot of books. Here's one that I'll recommend. This is, again, I'm not sponsored by books. Right? How can you be sponsored by books? There's millions of them. For this is In Our Mad and Furious City. It's phenomenal. The author of this just released one called Mr. that I just read, finished reading last week, and it's great. So get that book. There's too many books. And Convenience Store Woman as well. I just read. I don't know if anyone's read this book. It's phenomenal. My Year of Rest and Relaxation. I just read. It's currently. See what I mean? This is why I don't fucking touch anything, because it all falls to bits. That book is currently propping up the. I've got one of these, which is dead good for gigs, right? So you put that at the tech box or whatever, and you film your set. Again, something I haven't done in fucking ages, because I'm just loving doing gigs without having to care about content, which is the exact opposite of the way things are now. I tried to set that up, but the phone is too heavy, so I had to set up on loads of books. So there's loads. Young Mungo, I just finished reading by Douglas Stewart. Get that. My Year of Rest and Relaxation by Tessa Moshfegh. Read that. Mr.'s there too. And that's really there. Just notepads and stuff. Anyway, enough of that shit. Not that shit. Books are class. Read them all. Enough of that nonsense while I'm speaking. Oh, this is what I wanted to say with the running thing. Recently, also bought one of these bottles, right? Now, these bottles are all over the place these days. Big business, these bottles. I'll show you it. Right, it holds 2 litres, right? Again, if any companies want to send me these, I love these. They are massive. Look at the size of that. It's bigger than my head, isn't it? And it's got things like, let's go, drink up. And then it's got the time, remember your goal, which I think is to piss your pants 14 times a day. Don't stop, almost there, you did it at 9 p.m. So it's 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. And it is forcing me to drink water, because I usually just drink shitloads of coffee. This was too cold at the start of the recording, and I don't know if this is caffeine blasphemy, but I microwaved it. Now, a lot of people are against it. Stains the cup. Takes longer to wash the cup, but it does heat it up. It doesn't heat it up in a real way, does it? When you microwave a drink, it heats it up in a very alien sort of artificial way, doesn't it? It kind of doesn't, and it's weird hot. It's not as hot as the hottest a kettle gets, is it? It's not oh, that's fucking boiling water. It's I don't know. It's like almost like electric hot. Does that make any sense? I don't know what I'm talking about. Again, this is just like this is when you bump into someone in the street and you haven't seen them in like a year. Probably how you did when you met like a friend on a walk and you're still wearing a mask and that, and you go, hey! No, I won't come across the street because it still could be, I've got a bit of a cough. I still won't, but hey! Good to see you. Yeah, crazy. Yeah, we watched Married at First Sight as well. We made banana bread as well. Yeah, I've had a lot of baths. Yeah, okay, yeah, bye. I think I've got it again. Right, so this is what this podcast is. I didn't do any warm-up. I don't do any vocal warm-up. You shouldn't really drink coffee. I learned this from acting school because it coats your vocal cords. You should only really have water. But anyway, I heated it up and it got too hot and now it's gone back to cold. But anyway, the fucking point is that all I drink is coffee and tea. So I'm trying to force myself to drink water. So I think if it's labelled like this, if it's all set out and it looks kind of cool in purple and then it goes green, hopefully it's on. Now that kind of looks like mouthwash. It kind of looks like both drinks you get at the dentist, doesn't it? Blue drink and the pink drink. I don't know the order. I need to go to the dentist. Also, but anyway, it forced me to drink. But like, fair play, it holds 2,000 litres. 2,000 litres! It doesn't hold. I'm not a giant. It doesn't hold. Oh, but it does not, right? It does not hold 2,000. That would be insane. Let's go! You'd drown, wouldn't you? You'd drown opening 2,000 litres. What's like that's the stupidest thing. If you listen back to any episode, it starts off all right and then it goes in a crazy town. We've just hit that 22 minutes in, whatever. I want to see what holds 20. What did I say? 20,000 litres. Like what would you need it for? What would you need 20,000 litres for? Water storage. I know you can't see this, and this is annoying me. I tried to move this stool, so the mic, shout out Blue Yeti, feel free to send me a microphone, is on a chair, and this is annoying me. Well, it'll be quite good for a tech deck. I do have a tech deck. Remember a little skateboard? Quite good for like a wee nose slide or something, wee crooked grind. Anyway, so I'm over here because my laptop is over here. I know it's not very good. I want to have a look, just an image of 20,000 litre. Yeah, ridiculous. 20,000 litre storage tank. They're all outdoors. I thought, oh, maybe it's like an office, like meeting at the water cooler, that whole cliche thing of like, hey, Dave, how was the weekend? Shit, mine too. Huh. But it's not. They're all outdoors. It's like for fucking buses and shit. 20,000. That's massive. There's a picture. If you look up on Google Images, Centraplant is the link for it, and it's got a cage around it. It's held in. Unreal. They're all bloody massive. Yep, that looks like a hot tub. It's basically what I said was I was carrying around a hot tub. It holds 20,000 litres, this. I've been to the gym. I lied at the start. I've been loads. I'm just really strong. It holds 2 litres. 2 litres it holds. And you do urinate a fair bit. I'm not going to lie. I'm wondering if over time my body will adjust to that and just be like, all right, we're just drinking fuckloads of water. He can't spend all his life in the bathroom. But anyway, the point was that it's massive. And now we've blown that out of proportion by saying it's 20,000 litres. The point was that it's massive, and it looks a bit like we just recently watched all the Harry Potter films. It looks a bit like the lamp, like the lantern thing that Filch carries into the forest. Like, oh, keep your wits about you. And it keep going, there's giants, gropes in there, don't stop. I bought Hogwarts Legacy. Has anyone played that? I bought it and I'm too busy. I just joined Hufflepuff House, I think, or whatever, because I didn't do that thing where you get to pick your own house. I let the hat do its business. It was either Hufflepuff or Ravenclaw. And I'm about to go my first Defense Against the Dark Arts lesson, but then I turned it off because I had to do something else and I haven't played it. And that was when it came out. When did it come out? February? March? Comment below. Does that look like Filch at a rave? Oh, I'm off my nut. Is that what it sounds like? Keep your wits about you. Keep your wits about you. Oh, I've double dunted. Oh, Jesus, turn this up. Basement Jacks, the Prodigy. Oh, keep your wits about you. Drink lots of water if you're going to a rave. You probably should use a Filch new rave lantern if you're going to a rave. Stay hydrated. Rule number 3. Anyway, fucking 20,000 litres. What an idiot. Absolute idiot. Right, well. That's kind of it. Like, this is just meant to be like a hello, and we're already at 25 minutes. Be nice to each other. Come see my show. Oh, I can't read out the list of previews, can I? Let's see if I can remember them. 1st of July, I'm at Van Winkle, which is this amazing venue in Glasgow in the West End. Van Winkle, 1st of July, I'm doing a preview there. I want to say the 9th of July. I want to say the 9th. 9th of July, I think I'm at the Stand Comedy Club in Newcastle. Be easier if I just Google it, I want to say the 9th. The 16th, the Stand Comedy Club in Glasgow. And the 23rd, the Stand Comedy Club in Edinburgh. All Sundays. If you're a bit hungover or want something to do on a Sunday night and you live in and or around Newcastle, Glasgow or Edinburgh in July, come and see me. I'm previewing those the Stand Comedy Clubs I'm also on with my fantastic friend and one of the funniest people ever, Gareth Much. We're previewing at those places. Tickets are still available on the stand.co.uk or on the link tree or on like any link you see. Link in bio. Link in bio. I think that happened in the past year, did it? Was that before then? Link in bio. Tickets. Link in bio. Link in story. Let's have a look, because I have put it up somewhere. Robin Grainger Fringe preview. With over two, what was that? I think this bookshelf is just going to fall on me. One of these podcasts is just going to go, and I'm going to have to use my new rave lantern to be like, it's getting decked with books. With over 2 million views, Robin's story was the 3rd most viewed on the BBC website. Look at it right now. Go on it right now. Stop this. This is just nonsense. Read the story. It's ridiculous, right? This is all a lot of news articles. A lot of news articles about my story there. Here we go. 16th of July, Glasgow. So that means the Sunday before that is Newcastle. 9th, I was right. 9th, Newcastle. 16th, Glasgow. 23rd, Edinburgh. Then the whole thing starts on the 3rd of August. Please keep buying tickets. Keep sharing things. Not just of me, of like all your favourites. This is how we all build an audience and stuff like that. So just keep supporting it. Yeah. That's kind of it really. Just to catch up, to say hello, how are you, hope you're doing well, hope your family's doing well, hope your friends are doing well, be nice to each other, buy tickets to see my show, shout out Childish Gambino, shout out Vinted, shout out 2000 Litre, lanterns. Have an amazing day. Have an amazing time. Like this video, share this video, subscribe to this video, hit the notification bell, follow me on all social media. It's mostly pictures of food and gigs, but it's a silly laugh, isn't it? We're only here for a brief period, so let's be nice and have fun and go and see comedy gigs. You've been amazing. I've been Robin Grainger. Thank you so much for listening to the long overdue latest episode of the Starts Monday podcast with me, Robin Grainger. Be nice to each other. Bye bye.